Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for watching. I would have titled this video all the things I find frustrating about Roots of Pacha, but instead I just decided to show what I found helpful and things that I learned. The game did get frustrating for a while, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't posted a video in a bit. I was kind of just getting into this and sometimes fighting the game, sometimes not understanding it. Got a little bit weird, things were kind of going out of place. I'm not too sure if I was playing it correctly or maybe I was doing something out of order. But I've got a lot of tips of things that I learned. Hopefully one of these will help you if you're stuck in the game as well. So let's get started of what you're going to need for irrigation. So if you're still throwing that bucket on your crops and don't have full irrigation yet, don't throw away all of your ore or bison or Monaco fur. Keep some of the yarn. I learned this the hard way that I'm going to need yarn for a lot of the assembling of the parts. So keep some of that yarn, don't throw it all away. The next thing to learn, and I kept losing the races. I mean, it's not really a big thing, but make yourself some curry or any recipe that increases your foot speed and eat it just before you go talking to Oka about the race. It actually will make a difference. I mean, these races don't really do anything to progress the game. They're just so much fun, and I love doing it. But yeah, it actually, surprisingly, having a food buff for foot speed made quite a difference. Now, doing a race without running my ostrich into obstacles and all that and trying to figure out these race obstacles, well, that's another thing. But the food buffs do help. The other thing, and this was my biggest frustration that took up the most time, is trying to figure out how to get past the obsidian tools and how to get, bronze tools. I had already collected so much copper, gold, and silver. I couldn't even store it. There was so much. And then very randomly, the game finally showed that Acker and Garrick and Atta had ideas for what to do with all this. So I'm not too sure what was the trigger that I needed. Did I need to actually do more mining? Did I need to spend more time in the mines? I don't know if there's like a secret number of ore that you have to hit. It could have even been the monkey totem challenge that could have been what didn't trigger the idea for the tools and the idea for the irrigation. And honestly, this totem challenge almost made me not like the game and almost quit. I'll leave a link in the description. I gave up, I'll admit, and I had to Google a blog post of somebody who, bless them, had the patience to figure this out and write out the steps on how to get past the instruments and which ones to play and which ones to not, because I was getting so frustrated. And yeah, the game, it seemed to do things out of order, or maybe I had, like I said, done things the wrong way. By the time it came to the irrigation, I had completed all of the other clan contributions and clan ideas, so there was nothing left, and I was getting very confused as to why it wasn't triggering. When I finally got to it, it was fairly easy to assemble the irrigation, even though I had to do it in the middle of winter. Here it is. The one tip that I did learn, and you almost don't notice it when you're looking at the help screenshots when the game first teaches you how to do it. But when you're designing it, think of it this way. So the outer edge of the water, it waters one tile. But when you've got two of the irrigation channels going parallel to each other, the middle part, it will water 3 tiles. Then it'll water 1 tile unless you've got another irrigation channel on the other side. So always think of it as outer edge is 1 tile, in between is 3 tiles, and then the outer edge again is 1 tile. That way you're not going to have to keep doing these practice runs and then, digging it up, repositioning it again and digging it up again. But it's worth it. So yeah, and so speaking of clan contributions, some of these places in the town, I haven't figured out all of their uses, but the park, that does have a little bit of a use. It does increase your foot speed a little bit, so if you're not on your mount, you can be running around a little bit faster. For instance, running around faster to give whoever you want to have a union with gifts. So I decided to marry Ibon because I just somehow figured out all her gifts faster, so it's easier to do. We did have a little baby, but it took a while because yours truly didn't click on that statue behind the bed in the upper left. And that's how you get a baby. You have to pray for one, and I didn't pray for one for a while and had no idea why the baby wasn't arriving. But when it does, it will take a little bit of your time. For a little while. The game does make the baby fairly realistic, so if you don't tend to it once a day in the afternoons, it will get super fussy and it will deplete your stamina. So yeah, as you're changing diapers, you can rock the baby to sleep, and then you can go on about your day in the game, and you could be daydreaming about a shirtless gel rod. One of the other fun things, that even if you're married in a union, you can still date the other characters. So at this point, I think I'm almost dating every romanceable person. So yeah, there it is, folks. Hope some of those helped. Hope you're not struggling as much. And please share in the comments if you've had any challenges that you've overcome in the game that weren't easy to figure out. It's all fun that we can all share, knowledge and hints and tips. Yeah, the game doesn't always make it easy, and it goes up and down a little bit. Hopefully it gets easier from here, and as I learn new things, I will pass it along. See you in the next one.